Fairyhouse Steel. And we're about an hour and a quarter away, less even, to the big one, the 2019 Boyle Sports Irish Grand National. And Sally Ann has now caught up with the Kennedy brothers, both riding.
Well, ahead of the Irish Grand National, I'm joined by two jockeys who had a very good time in the English National riding together. And today, two brothers riding together for the first time in the Irish Grand National, Paddy and Jack Kennedy. Paddy, you're riding Whisper in the Breeze, who, after your great ride in the English National, would you be looking to emulate it? Same colours, same trainer?
Yeah, hopefully anyway. He put in a good performance in Leopardstown at the Dublin Racing Festival. He was unfortunately fell in Cheltenham, but he's put that behind him. He schooled well during the week, so we're looking forward to it now.
But it would be a great story for you after finishing such a good second in the English National to come here and win it today. But it'd be a great story for Jack as well, because Jack, it's your 20th birthday today. It'd be nice to have a birthday winner when you're riding against your brother in the Irish National.
Yeah, it'll be great. Hopefully if it's not him, it'll be me or vice versa. But yeah, he's in off a nice weight, and the ground will suit, and I think he'll stay. So we're hoping for a nice run anyway.
Now, they finished first and second to each other at Leopardstown at Christmas. They both fell in the same race at Cheltenham, so the two horses know each other quite well as well.
Yeah, they do, yeah. Gundigger was 18 lengths in front of him in Leopardstown. Hopefully that won't work out that way today.
And Gundigger and Whisper in the Breeze, they've both come out of the falls at Cheltenham last time out well, Jack.
Yeah, he's my lad schooled well at home as well, so hopefully there's no ill effect shown today anyway.
We'll be hoping for a Kennedy 1-2 in the Irish National. Best of luck to both of you.
Thank you, thanks.
Yes, the Kennedy brothers, of course, they could have a big afternoon. Jack Kennedy on Gundigger, best price 16 to 1 in the village. Certainly a lively one down the bottom. And Whisper in the Breeze, a beautiful name, of course. Paddy Kennedy riding that in the colours, of course, that almost won the entry equivalent 16 days ago. That's a 20 to 1 shot. Leon Blanche, the National, 5 o'clock. Boyle Sports, 30 runners, 19 of them trained by Willie Mullins and Gordon Elliott. Is Boris Saint going to start favourite?
Oh, I think he will start favourite, Brian. He was the horse that we saw a lot of money for this morning. Willie Mullins spoke very positively about him yesterday on RTE. 6 to 1 from 10 to 1. I think he'll definitely start favourite for the race. There's no doubt about that. But of the rest of them, Shady Operator is a horse I really like. I took a chance. I backed him myself a couple of weeks ago. I was really impressed with his 3 mile 1 victory at Punchestown. He went and ran in the Close Brothers at Cheltenham over 2.5 miles and didn't run too bad to finish 7th. Jury Duty will love the ground. He fell at the 19th fencer, unseated Robbie Power at Aintree. Pair of Brown Eyes, the Leinster national winner. Any second now, a Kim Muir winner. Shattered Love ran in a Gold Cup. Snugsborough Benny was a winner last time out here at Fairyhouse. Segeri is quite unexposed as well, and Gundigger, you'd have to respect Gundigger in terms of beating Whisper in the Breeze by 18 lengths at Leopardstown.
What are the two best backed horses in the National thus far?
Burrow Saint, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'd have to say Shady Operator in the last kind of 48 hours. He's come right in. He's now only a 10 to 1 chance. A couple of days ago he was 20 to 1. So definitely Shady Operator and Burrow Saint. We're paying 6 places at Boyle Sports. It's a very competitive Boyle Sports Irish Grand National, as you would expect.
That's, of course, the National. We'll be counting down to it. 5 o'clock. You'll miss none of the action from Fairyhouse. 30 runners. You have lots of time to try and find a winner. Tracy?
Yes, I'm trying as well, Brian. Yes, we're all looking for winners here. Well, Jesse beside me's already had one with the Holy One earlier on today, and a dramatic finish. My God, Paddy was at his absolute best, wasn't he?
He was indeed. It was very dramatic. And then the Stewards Inquiry.
The Stewards Inquiry, I thought it would never end.
Never going. Went on for a long time. But anyway, luckily, all was well in the end.
Yeah, see the two brothers neck and neck, Paddy and Jack, and yeah, something else. Well done with the winner. Now, we've not many left in this one. He ran a blinder at Cheltenham, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He ran very well in Cheltenham, a competitive handicap. You know, he's only had 3 runs this year. And so, look, he's only just coming into himself now, and hopefully he'll run a big race here.
Learning all the time.
Yeah, he is, and you know, okay, he's a little bit out of it on the ratings, but I think he's an improver.
And then Whisper in the Breeze in the Grand National. He's a lovely horse.
He's a lovely horse. He's only a 6-year-old. It's a big ask for him, a novice. You know, so look, he'll love the ground. He loves good ground, and look, if he runs a good race, I'll be very happy with him.
He was running a nice race when he fell last time.
Yeah, he was, but he kind of was getting stuck in the mud, and I think that was really his undoing.
Today could be a much better day.
Hopefully it could be. Yeah.
Best of luck. Well done so far, Jessie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jessica Harrington has got Whisper in the Breeze. The grey horse will be easy to spot in the Potts colours, number 23 in the National, a 20-1 shot as we count down. It's the Keelings Irish Strawberry Hurdle, and it's certainly a strawberry winner here at Fairyhouse. Joey Sassa is number 1, Sean Flanagan for Noel Meade. 2, not many left. Cheek Pieces, Robbie Power aboard Jury Judy in the National. 3, Off You Go, Mark Walsh has chosen, and he's second now, of course, bidding to emulate Omerta in the National. 4, Petit Mouchoir, Rachel Blackmore. Davy Russell is on number 5, Rashaan for Colin Kidd. Tombstone, Jack Kennedy number 6 for Gordon Elliott. And 7 is the mighty Wicklow Brave, the 10-year-old Patrick Mullins. And Patrick, of course, will be aboard Total Recall for his dad in the National. Tom, great atmosphere here at Fairyhouse on Easter Monday. What's favourite? The money is for Charles Burns' horse. 11-4 this morning, now less than 2-1.
Well, I don't think bookmakers just fear C. Burns on the race card. The Limerick man, I think they positively have outbreaks of cold sweat and palpitations when they see that name on a race card next to a horse being supported, as this Off You Go has been all morning. In now here to 11-8 on the race course from 9-4. He looked very, very slick when he won 2 runs ago at Leopardstown at the Dublin Racing Festival. No disgrace the last day in the Boyne Hurdle at Navan, chasing home Tiger Roll. Easy to understand why, given that he's only a 6-year-old and open to lots of progress, rated 151, the money would have arrived for him. What's really interesting here is the price of Wicklow Brave. If you see the way in which the market was shaped this morning when it first really geared up, Wicklow Brave was a very, very solid favourite in and around the 7-4 mark, and yet look at his price. It's now all but double that, out to 100-30. Imagine that this horse's CV includes a Group 1 win, a Grade 1 win over hurdles. It includes a Cheltenham Festival win. He's been there, he's done it, and he's absolutely excelled in everything. And yet, his father time ticking down. The market is putting a big question mark next to the mount of Patrick Mullins today. Money for Mrs. Harrington's horse, 5-1 from 7-1, and also money for Petit Mouchoir, trying to find his form again, also 5-1 from 7-1. But it's the Charles Burns horse, Off You Go, has halved in price, 100-30 in to 7-4.
We start with the market favourite. This is Off You Go, the Ladbroke Hurdle winner. That was a great day at Leopardstown back in February. It was a JP 1-2-3. In fact, he beat Old Jetski and Ivanovic Gorbachev, and he's only had the 1 run since, and he was beaten into second place by none other than Tiger Roll. That was in a hurdle race, the Boyne Hurdle at Navan, and of course history tells us it was a pretty good run, wasn't it?
This horse, Wicklow Brave, he's the dream. How many horses can you say have won 14 times, placed 31 times from 53 starts? He's a former Coral Cup winner, ran a huge race off top weight when Patrick Mullins partnered him, only to be narrowly denied at Cheltenham in March. I think a reproduction of that, he's the ultimate horse you want to be on your side.
Number 2 is next, not many left. Robert Power for Harrington's, last seen when finishing second or third in the Pretemps, and comes here, we heard Jesse talk about him earlier, and comes here in good form, owned by Rob Corr, who's a huge supporter of the game.
Nor is Petit Mouchoir. No, Grey Horse has lost his way a bit. I thought he was going to be he was a very good horse. He probably still is, but he just has lost his way. If he could come back to the Petit Mouchoir that we saw 12 months ago, 14 months ago, he'd warm these fellas' backsides pretty well. He still looks well. He's a good horse, just as I said, lost his way at the moment.
Tombstone is interesting. He's a 9-year-old now. He's got a little bit to find. He's a very versatile horse, but he was a winner last time out. It was a small race, just 4 round at Leopardstown, and he kept on well under Jack and beat 3 Stars and Count Simon.
Rashaan, a very smart dual-purpose performer for the Kidd family. He was last seen over fences when he beat a certain Ornua in August on good ground. The ground won't be an issue, and back over hurdles shouldn't perturb him either.
They're just after jumping off. Joe Bannon's just let them go, so we'll go up for commentary.
That's it, they have just jumped away, and Petit Mouchoir, as he has done so often, is going to show their way on towards flight number 1, being followed by not many left. Rashaan is towards the inside, Tombstone and Joey Saza wider out. They're being followed by Off You Go, and Wicklow Brave is last of all. So now they go on the run towards flight number 2 before they turn into the straight for the first time, and it's Petit Mouchoir, a former Irish champion hurdle winner, going a little further here, going the 2.5, being followed in second by Not Many Left and Robert Power aboard. Impact Factor winner for the Connections yesterday. Rashaan is a little wider out than the white cap. Towards the inside is Off You Go, and they're being followed by Joey Saza. Tombstone's a little awkward there, and Wicklow Brave is last of all. So now they make the turn that's going to bring them on towards the straight, towards flights 3 and 4, and it is Petty Mouchoir and Rachel Blackmore. Her first Irish Grade 1 yesterday on Honeysuckle. She'd love to double it up with a national later on, and not to Phil. In second spot is Not Many Left, and they're being chased in third by the 12 times winning Rashaan, a wonderful servant for the Kidd family. Towards the inside is Off You Go. Just outside is Joey Saza. Tombstone widest of all, and just tucked in behind them is the former. And he's gone! Wicklow Brave's a faller! Wicklow Brave is down. Patrick Mullins is quickly up, and happy to report that Wicklow Brave is up as quickly. The ledger and champion hurdler, he just seemed to guess that it landed down on top of the flight and paid the ultimate penalty. Thankfully both horse and rider walk away, and that is as uncharacteristic as they come, as Petty Mouchoir, who will be unaware of the changes in behind, still has this 3 to 4 length lead from in second. Not Many Left, a line behind Rashaan, just about third, with on the inside Off You Go, who was second to Tiger Roll last time and beat Jeski the previous. He's keeping good company. Joey Saza goes up on the outside. He's returning from an absence in the blue and white jacket. He beat Wicklow Brave last time. Hasn't run for 291 days though. And the back marker is Tombstone. So up the hill they go, making their way on towards flights 5 and 6, and it is Petty Mouchoir from in second spot. Not Many Left. Rashaan is towards the outside of Off You Go. Tombstone just wide out, and Joey Saza is narrowly last of the group as they land out over that one and continue on the climb up towards the top of the track. Flight 6 coming up, and it is Petty Mouchoir with these wonderful new pictures we have courtesy of Iris. The close-up you're getting of the runners as they make their way on towards the next is something special, especially from a commentator's position, I can tell you. But it is Petty Mouchoir who leads from Not Many Left in second. The white face of Rashaan. Off You Go is down the inside. Tombstone is last but one, and last of all, but tucked in very much in touch, is Joey Saza, the mount of Sean Flanagan. So they turn at the top of the track now, beginning to race along the back straight where there's only one flight. It'll be flight 7. Petty Mouchoir in this, the Keelings Irish Strawberry Hurdle, Grade 2 contest, won last year by Cock On Man for Willie Mullins. It was won by 1,000 Stars back in 2014. A grey I think we'll see a little later on when the Grand National runners pull up, but the grey in front here is Petty Mouchoir from Not Many Left, racing in second. Rashaan is third. Tombstone is wide. Off You Go is right down the inside under Mark Walsh for Charles Burns, and Joey Saza for Sean Flanagan and Noel Mead bring up the rear. But Petty Mouchoir, I can tell you that cantering by underneath me is Wicklow Brave, and he'd nearly catch them. He looks well, and he looks none the worse for his fall as they make their way now right out of the back straight and heading on towards the 6 furlong pole. And up front it is Petty Mouchoir from Not Many Left, Rashaan, Off You Go and Tombstone, and Joey Saza's just tucked in behind them as they make their way on now towards 4 flights from home. Petty Mouchoir, Not Many Left, been followed just in behind by Rashaan. Off You Go on the outside, very awkward there, landing awkwardly was Tombstone, and Joey Saza's just behind them. So now they make their way past the 5 and heading on towards the third last flight in the Keelings Strawberry Hurdle, and it is Petty Mouchoir from Not Many Left racing in second. Off You Go is third down the inside. Rashaan just up on this one's outside. Joey Saza's next, and just being niggled along to hold his position is Tombstone as they make their way on now towards the flight before they turn into the straight. Petty Mouchoir, Not Many Left, Off You Go tucked in on the inner, then Joey Saza and Rashaan, and Tombstone is wide. They're all there with chances bar the one we lost, Wicklow Brave, as they make their way on the turn in towards the straight. Petty Mouchoir, Not Many Left going up on the outside. Off You Go waiting for room. Rashaan trying to keep him in. Tombstone and Joey Saza just 2 to 3 lengths off them, straightening up now with 2 to jump. Petty Mouchoir, but Not Many Left, possibly just gone to the front. Off You Go has his room now, and on the outside is Rashaan. Another line of 4 to the second last, and it's Not Many Left who slightly flattened it. Petty Mouchoir is boxing on. Rashaan is game as always, and Off You Go in the centre. It's another line of 4 to the final flight. Near side Rashaan with Off You Go trying to rally. Not much room on the inside. Not Many Left run right out of room. So did Petty Mouchoir, but it is Rashaan who now gets the inside rail. Ears pricked over the last. Off You Go's trying to come back at him on the near side. It's Rashaan from Off You Go who's coming home strongly. Oh, he's game, Rashaan. He's putting his head down. He's trying, and he's winning again for the 13th time. Rashaan wins. In second is Off You Go. In third is a luckless Not Many Left. Petty Mouchoir is 4. Tombstone is 5. Joey Saza is 6. But this one goes to the 7-year-old Davy Russell aboard Rashaan for the Kidd family. An Aga Khan purchase quite some time ago. He's winning for the 13th time for Davy Russell, Colin Kidd, and the son of Manduro is a relentless winner. He tries hard. He won. We may have an inquiry though.
Oh, what a horse he is. He is indeed. He's our winner. He's won 13 times, as you say, 8 times over hurdles. He's won 4 on the flat. He's won over fences as well. He's a terrific horse, Katie.
Yeah, he's a tough horse, Robert. He's ran at Clonmel last Thursday in the Tipperary Cup and finished third, I think, in that. He was favourite. But once he gets rallying down there, sometimes he used blinkers on him. Got a bit tight here down to the last a bit. They're all riding, jockeys all riding sort of on top of one another a small bit. Davy gets a good old tune out of him, doesn't grab up on him, flops up and down, though, reins on him, and all horse. He's loads of the tank. He's a bit of a, not hard to say he's a bit of a monkey, but he definitely hangs on to a bit, and Davy gets a right good tune out of him. Won a chase on him at Galway, if you're looking at this as well. On you go ran a bit snatchy. He looked like he was going to win, and then he looked like he was going to get well beat, but the winner's won with plenty in the tank. His old ears pricked. He was doing plenty. Someone said, Richard Pugh said there may be an inquiry. There might be. These lads are all top class professionals, and they're all keeping one another tight. That's the way they do. They ride just on the white line all the time. They don't give you more than an inch. They don't break any rules. Just keep it nice and tight, as it should be. You should. Stewards' inquiry. There'll be no change. There was no change there a while ago for a short head result, or a head result. There definitely would be no change here anyway. Any fellow who backed Rashaan, go down and collect your money. You can have your. Here's the fall. This is a stupid horse because he's after getting 3 of these in his life, and he got mothers and fathers of falls and doesn't seem to be able to be learning first. Watch him here now. He just steps straight in. Look at him. Now what a brain dead so-and-so he is. Like, he's after doing that 3 or 4 times. You'd imagine if you're walking out a door and you got a slap for 2 or 3 times, you go to some other door. He's stupid. Sally Ann, you're with Connections.
Yeah, down here with Davy Russell. We're just asking Davy about the steward's inquiry, but Davy, you were saying you couldn't see any reason for an inquiry.
No, I don't know what it is. I thought I was well in front of everyone. He has a tendency to go right anyway, but he leaned in a bit right, okay, but I thought I was in front of everyone. So, yeah.
But he battled very hard. I know you were saying he hung a little, but it was some finish to watch down here on the track.
Yeah, he's tough as teak. No, this lad, he's I'm after riding him twice. I'm after winning on him twice. So he's been very good to me.
And that will put you in good form for Shattered Love coming up in the Irish National?
I'm always in good form.
Could we see Davy Russell do a Grand National double?
Sure, anything is possible. I'm riding for a great man and great owners, so she's a good filly. A little bit worried about whether conditions will suit her or not. We don't know. She hasn't really ran on it before, so look, we're going into the unknown with Trip and everything, but she's a quality filly and really looking forward to it.
Okay. Well done, Davy. Best of luck later.
It's scarce the way Davy says he doesn't know what the inquiry is about. He's 4 wide into the straight, he ends up on the inside rail, and he's one of the best riders we've ever seen, and he knows bloody well what the inquiry is about. He tightens up here, he tightens up Mark Walsh here, who in turn squeezes Puppy Power out of in the middle there. Rachel is on the inside with a stick on the right hand. Watch him here now, tighten up. Puppy runs completely out of room. Davy just keeps drifting, and he jumps the last hole right in the inside. And of course, he doesn't really know what the inquiry, but he doesn't have. He wrote the book, but he gets his stick out in his right hand. There'll be no change whatsoever. Davy might get a caution for tightening up Mark Walsh, and turn tightened up Puppy, but there'll be no change. Brian?
Yes, Ted, Colin, Kate, the phone is ringing. You're first past the post Stewards' inquiry, but you'll be very surprised if you're thrown out.
Well, just looking at the head on there, I don't think there'll be any change. I think he was far enough in front, yeah. So
some money spent on this horse.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, he's on the go now. He won the first juvenile hurdle of the year as a 3-year-old. Came back when he's grade 3 juvenile here, now grade 2 as a 7-year-old. You know, so he's still on the go.
Testimony to the cuddling that he gets in the kid hotel. And he was bought for less than 10 grand, about 8.5 grand at Goffs.
8.5 grand at Goffs, yeah, in February as a 3-year-old. So like I think that brings him up at nearly $250,000 in prize money now. So that's it's great.
Fancy him today?
Well, 2.5 miles on good ground is probably his optimum. So yeah, the conditions were right anyway.
We keep walking because there he is going in. Joe as well. Joe's good at walking backwards, as you can see. Great to win on Irish Grand National.
Absolutely, brilliant. Thanks,
wonderful. Tell us about the owners.
My mother owns half of them, and great friends of the family, Victor and Rachel Tracy, own the other half. So, unfortunately, none of them could be here today.
They'll be watching it on television. Enjoy the moment, Colin. Well done.
Thanks, Brian. Cheers. Thank you.
He's been a right servant. They've done a great job with him.
He hasn't been straightforward. He was in Galway one day, refused to start. They've left the headgear off today. He obviously has his own little idiosyncrasies that they've had to iron out, but he ran genuine today.
They did a great job, and Davey gets a great tune out of him as well too. He won on him at Galway as well too. He knows how to kid him along, throws down reins at him and squeezes him along and gets a good tune out of him. He's been a right servant. He said he's a $250,000 won for a horse bought for $8,000, and he's given them some great days. His mother is daughter of Tom Nicholson's, and she'd be associated, her father, with some great horses, won a national here, Volpine and all them good horses over the years. They've been reared up with good horses around them, and so have the kids as well too. A lot of good horses as well too. It's a family both from all sides that would be very much involved with good horses and well able to train them.
Here's Tom.
Well, Roberto, I think one of the many, many reasons we love this great sport of horse racing is it is just a complex puzzle of diversity, of colour, but also sometimes you just have to scratch your head and say, what on earth is happening? Because this little Rashaan, he's done a bit of everything. He's won on the all-weather, he's won on the flat on the turf, he's won over fences, he's won a heap of races over hurdles, but just 4 days ago, if you'd seen him run on the flat at Clonmel, you couldn't have entertained the idea that 4 days later he would be beating such good horses in that fashion here at Fairyhouse, and yet the pictures do not lie. He is the winner of the Keelings Irish Strawberry Hurdle, over 2.5 miles, the grade 2 here in the hands of Davy Russell, who is 2 from 2 on this little terrier of a horse. 16-1 your winner, Rashaan. 11-2, not many left. The third horse, Off You Go, who was sent off the 6-4 favourite. Time for me to catch my breath. While I do that, we're heading back to the feature as we step back all the way to 1998. Two legends engaged in a mighty tussle. It was Paul Carberry against Ruby Walsh. It was the year of Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe, a great success here for Tommy and Paul Carberry. This horse was the one horse in the race that stands to pick up a 50,000 bonus. He won the Porterstown Chase here back in the December meeting. He's got a big chance as well.
Bob Tracy and Miss Orchestra joint favourites at 7-1. Then both on 8-1 we had Druids Brook and Bobby Joe, Eton Gale on 9s together with Kel the Nipper, and both on 12-1 Call It a Day, and on the road again, 14-1 bar.
On the way towards the first of the 23 fences in the Jameson Irish National, and Bobby Joe up there making it as they jump the fence past the stands. Heist and Son of War lands just in front there. At the final fence, Papillon, Bobby Joe rise to it together. Papillon the far side, Bobby Joe the near side. They're locked together. It's going to be another close finish. Bobby Joe and Paul Carberry on the near side, forging ahead. Bobby Joe wins the Irish National.
What do the Porterstown mean now? It's a £50 bonus, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. We won't mind the 50,000. The 125 will do. We split the 50.